I'm at a DarkStar terminal. Makes it way easier. Let's paint the whole thing so it's easier to see. Alright, so I'll go ahead and start with the front side, I guess. You know, there's a Docker. Got your cockpit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pull these off. Actually, no. Take the top ones. Let's see if there's anything under here. There is. We've got our shielded cargo hiding under there. That's from a Star Wars ship. Okay. Now you can get these pieces off of here. These have guns on them too. Our engines are attached right there. Glitched into there. But here's what's going on in this portion. So, landing gears were attached under there. But this is the weird part right here. 2 Avontech blocks stacked on top of each other. And that is so I could have a snap point for the wing, so that the wing would line up with the edge of this thing right here. So these Avontech blocks are necessary. They're holding the wing on. And this engine. So that engine snaps onto that upper Avontech block, same as the wing. Alright, there's the backside. Just put those together. Let's go ahead and put all that over here so it stays organized. Alright, there's that other wing assembly. Just move that over. Engines are stacked just with singles here, and then we have more engines up on the sides and more engines on the wings. We're not capped on engine capacity here. There's still 2 more bars, but I didn't have another engine I want to put on the ship, so I just left it. Now all of our habitats, I got 1, 2, 3 habitats stacked this way. Okay? Right up under there, so that can attach to that Docker type of thing. Okay? Now let's leave this upper habitat in here just for structure's sake. And this is your bay that goes on the back of the lower Docker there. That's the screen door bay from one-of-a-kind ships. It's a mod, one-of-a-kind ships. So yeah, that's the shape of the tail. Let's get this tail pulled apart. Okay, that's for shape. This is for shape. Just to look nice and hide parts. Here's our shield. Here's our reactor. Little J-type reactor. Here's our grab drive. And here's some fuel. Got some fuel right there. And you know what? That cargo, I'm going to put that cargo up there too. Because I don't want my tiny pieces spread out. I'd rather have them all in the same spot so I can find them. Alright. So then we've got another Nova cowling. And then this Nova cowling. Now this is a decorative fuel tank. Y'all see that? Decorative fuel tank. Let's get this off of here. That was up underneath, right there. This is up under there too. To provide a snap point for that one, right there. Better ship part snaps. Lets you snap those together like that. If you don't have that, they're not going to do that. Now let's get this decorative fuel tank out of the way and see what we've got. Some glowing stuff underneath. This is totally unnecessary. Like, you don't need this part. But it added just a little extra detail I thought was kind of cool. Now let's get these equipment plates. Those are snapping onto the side of the Avontech piece here. Same as the engines, I believe, or no, the engines were snapped onto the to this, so that they're a little bit offset from each other. There's our glowing radiator. Here's some Nova cowling. And then these are Deimos pieces. And here's our big... Oh, okay. That's what that was snapping to, this thing. There it is, all pulled apart. It's not too many pieces, but it is a little complex. So let's see if I can get it back together without any trouble here. Start on the habitat side. So we've got this arrangement of habitats, this Deimos piece, this Deimos piece, this Deimos piece. Okay. Cockpit. Let's move this over so we got room. Now this has a gun mounted to it. You can do whatever guns you want. Put the guns wherever you want, however you want. This tutorial is mostly for the general shape of the ship. Right. Wide on the front. Better ship part flips gives you the ability to turn these Stroud-Eklund pieces sideways. And you do that with the D-pad. So if you're just pressing Y, they're just going to flip like normal, like I'll show you. But if I press left or right on the D-pad, now they start turning all sorts of weird ways. Yeah. So I just did kind of a funny little move there. Next time I have to do it, I'll explain it. Now this Avontech piece, if I remember correctly, aha, no, yep, attached there. So you'll see that those blocks are on the front side. So here, I'll pull this one off and we'll be able to see the other Avontech assembly right there. Okay, and that provides that snap point for that engine. Now, here's the trouble with doing that. You see how it automatically snapped onto the bottom? Just leave it there, copy it, press up and A. Now it's off a little bit, but I can get it to snap there if I go to my ship, press left bumper, highlights the whole ship, then press A. Ah, just kidding. Just kidding. Put it closer. Alright, now let's try. Highlight your ship with left bumper, press A. There we go, snapped on. Then you just delete the extra. And it's on the snap point that I wanted. Alright, moving on. We've got a lot of it assembled already. Remember, this is your bay. Okay? Dockers on the front side. Now you got these big Mamma Jamma engines. C-classes. These are DarkStar engines. So they're light and they're powerful. Really handy. Alright, moving on to the big piece right here. Piece de resistance. I don't speak French. Okay, that's giving us a bunch of snap points on top of there. It's going to let us take these Deimos pieces and go like that. Now, I believe that's where we wanted this. Let's see if it'll snap. It's supposed to go there. Alright. Missing a snap point. So let's wait to put this in. It's get the rest of this stuff on here. I hope these pieces are going back on in the right spot. And you don't have to do it exactly how I do, but here's where I'm hiding my tiny parts right up front. Grab drive. These come in so handy. Download N1 and J-type Star Wars ships. I use these all the time. The only downside is, if you're using a micro module grav drive, you might get a glitch where your armillary is already installed even before the quest, and that glitch will prevent you from installing the armillary and going to the Unity. So if you see that, just change out your ship to one with a normal grav drive, and you're good to go. Just a little FYI. There we go. Now I had these up in here. Do I want them? Are they necessary? I don't know. Let's get the these parts on. Oh my gosh, my camera. Okay. Yeah, I think I might just get rid of that piece. Don't need it. Can't see it. Let's turn this around, get this gun up here. Oh, this camera. Alright. Okay. Now I believe we're going to want that on that snap point so that the engine go on that snap point. Yep, that was it. So there are two snap points there. There it is. One ever so slightly in front of the other. And that's because that decorative fuel tank glitched inside of there. Alright, what two errors we got? All modules must be above landing bay. So, there's an issue with the Avontech blocks in that they will sometimes give you a glitch that say that there are things below the landing bay when they're not. And that's the glitch that we're getting right now. If you get that, you have to exit the shipbuilder and reattempt Avontech block assemblies. Okay, so here, I'll show you. The one error is modules above landing bay. If we went in and deleted the Avontech blocks on both sides, just to show you guys where this error is coming from. Now look at that. We no longer have modules below landing bay error. Just unattached modules. Now, I did have an idea. If the Avontech blocks continue to give us that error, maybe. That's just going to extend the build guide a little bit, but maybe this will fix the problem. I noticed a new part I've never used before, the Nova mini bracer. Let's see if that mini bracer gives us exactly what we need. So if the mini bracer's there, the engine can go there. Personally, I think the Avontech blocks fit better. But maybe like this. Alright, let's try a mini bracer method. So it's putting the wing a little far forward for my taste. The Avontech blocks position it better, personally. So yeah, to solve that, that's the Avontech blocks. You just have to back out of the shipbuilder and reattempt the Avontech block assembly and hope that you don't get that error. There's no other way to fix that. There is another option for the cockpit here. So if you wanted to do the old style that I did, you can get rid of that. Make it a single, so that's a 1x1, 1x1, and 1x2. Take this off. And then under the cockpits, just grab a cabot. So the cabot lines up real nicely there. The only issue is this hard line. And what I do for that? Real simple. Go down to Deimos. Get yourself a sideways flipped bumper. And you can actually put it down a half step. See that? That gives you a little bit better line there. I usually do a Nova quarters here, habitat, to get a better line. Let's tick off the shroud. Let's grab a Nova and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's got a little bit more rounded edges. Here's the frontier. But yeah, and you just color it the same color. And you can have that shape to it as well. Don't want two of those, do I? There we go. So yeah, I like this version as well. Have to take out the cockpit. One error now is we don't have a docker. Let's get ourselves a docker. So yeah, we're showing two variants of this ship on this build guide. What docker did I do here? Long range front docker or extended top? Here we go, Connect Pro. I'll do the Connect Pro right up here. Yeah, so yeah, I like this version too. But it's a little glitchy with this right here. You can see out of it if you fly it, but this is like on the seat that you're sitting in. But it's perfectly clear. You can see out of it once you're sitting down. I'm going to go back to the old model. I like this better. This was the update. Fly it around, show you guys what it looks like. As long as I'm not frozen here. Here we go. Plus, I like the front docker better. So with that cockpit switch, there's no clipping inside, and you get a front docker. Downstairs, we got bathrooms, beds, a little eating area. If we go up here, there's a storage room, followed by captain's quarters, upper level captain's quarters. Lower level, you've got your docking bay, your landing bay, and cockpit up here. A little bit of glitching right here, but that's fine with me. We're 20 minutes in so far. Not bad for a build guide, especially since we've done like 2 variants of the ship. And we're working with Avontech blocks. Those are tricky. A lot of engines. Shooting guns, flying. I like the shape of this one. I just think the overall shape is pretty dang cool. Alright, well that's the build guide. I'll be putting it up on the X and then dropping it into the Starfield Shipyard community. So follow me on X if you want to see my build guides. Catch you later.